Ladies and gentlemen, got back from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. Washington, D.C. I think they got something they want to say.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm Kirsten, the mayor of New York City.
I'm Nora Yaya, your liberal lobbyist.
Oh, hello. Is everybody's favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright?
Yes, and we're Politics Podcast, and today is episode 30. Yeah, we need the sound effects, Ty.
Yeah, we need these sound effects.
I know, right? Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. If you've been listening to every single episode, I know some of you because you've been hitting me up. I appreciate it. The people who hit us up on Instagram, thank you so much for making it this far. We've literally have had a blast doing this. You know, Nora's new on the podcast, but she fits right in with us. Maxine, we still miss you. We need you to jump on when you're ready to jump in and we ready for you.
I think Maxine's living on that beach out there. She's out there living.
She's living on that beach.
I'm not mad at her.
You can live stream from the beach.
Well, hopefully
Maxine.
one day we can take our podcast on the road. You know, this is the last episode of 2019, so it's kind of bittersweet because, you know, it's been a interesting year. We started this podcast in March of 2019. And the point of the podcast was to have different discussions about socio-political topics that affect people of color. There aren't any. I mean, I've looked for podcasts like ours. There aren't any. And I'm really hoping in 2020 to make this show a very, 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 very big and influential. And hopefully we can get some candidates on the show and get some of these politicians here so we can really dive into their
that would be amazing.
Yeah, because we want to help someone beat someone. I mean, obviously Chris doesn't, but we definitely want to have them, and Chris wants to obviously, you know, troll them. So he would appreciate them.
And I trolled a few guys already, as you know. It was fun. It was all fun though.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. If you follow him on Instagram, you know what we're talking about. But honestly, this show that's really what this podcast is. It's about getting people of different backgrounds and, you know, different ideologies, but talking about, you know, things that affect us, because we need to talk more about things like this, you know?
This is how we end up not in the street hitting each other with clubs and bats and pulling the guns out at each other. This is the best way to do it. Before we get to that, just talk, man.
Yep.
What God gave us voices for.
And won't you say also, do you feel like it's starting to change in terms of people accepting you a little bit more, with your policies? Or
I'm gonna be honest, I do see a change, and it's changing more towards the positive. The issue I'm having is the media is making it seem like it's getting worse. Mm-hmm. And that is the problem. That's why I said the media is the biggest enemy in the country, in my opinion, right now, more than anything. More than any, I can talk about the left all I want. Anything, the biggest enemy is the media, man. The media, and I mentioned the radical left, but the media is what made the radical left come about.
And the Tea Partiers,
Yeah,
Oh,
radical anything. And, you know, media.
They love to do the polarization.
Right.
And both sides do it on the mainstream media. That's why I say establishment runs Fox, it runs MSNBC, it runs CNN, ABC, NBC, it runs all of it. And that's why I say alternative news is where it's at.
That's why this podcast is kind of cool, because obviously we're political news opinion-based show. We're not like the news, so you're not going to get Please
read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Please read. This is not your New York Times podcast. This is a little different, but you know what we're trying to do is get you guys to get politically involved, and locally is always a plus. Nationally, obviously, we have a big election next year, so it's going to be important for us to, you know, pay attention, not just vote for, you know, obviously identity politics is big, but we really need you guys to really, really pay attention to these people. And during the, if you're a Democrat, during these primaries, you get a chance to vote for the person that you want to be on the ticket. So very, very important. get out and vote, get registered. I saw some people, I put a post on Instagram about people who are, if you're registered or not, and I got a lot of people that said they weren't. So please register.
Really?
Still, unfortunately.
Okay.
You guys got to register. It's serious. It's like,
Well, people are getting into politics, and they might be into it, but they don't realize they're registered. Now that you're into it, make sure you register. You know what I mean?
oh, you mean like they're just talking about it?
Yeah, they're talking about it, and they're excited when they talk about it, and they
And
don't
that's
realize like the basics. Like,
What's
now,
the
what
point
do I,
of it?
now what do I do?
Right,
Register-
right. We can
register.
sit and talk about stuff, but at the end of the day, you have to be involved. Be about it, right? So, all right.
Just talk about it, be about it.
So this topic, today, we're just having like a wrap up conversation. We've hit 30 episodes, and we're excited by the fact that we've done that. I don't want to go through like our favorite episode because that's like kind of weird, but I do want to talk about like different things. So, obviously it's Christmas is in a couple days, so do you guys have any Christmas plans? Anything you're doing? Celebrate Christmas? Celebrate?
Nah, I don't, really, I don't do holidays. I'll do holidays when I have kids. Until
Okay,
then, I'm
that's
chilling.
fair.
I definitely, I'm usually not a holiday person, but this year we're going to cook. We're going to have some
something to
people
celebrate.
over. Yeah.
That's what's up. No, nothing
We're
wrong with
gonna-
it. Like, if somebody invites me to an event, I'll go. And
Yeah.
I'll do the holiday thing. Like,
He's telling you to
I don't
invite
have
him.
beef with that. Yeah, you got food. feel free
I'm
to throw-
learning celebration is important,
Right.
So,
You're going to do something cool.
well, I'm just
Give
going to be with my
gifts and
family.
stuff with your family.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you-
not what Christmas is about.
You're going to have a Christmas tree? That's
Yeah, we have a Christmas tree.
all right. So you're going to do it. You're going to do gifts and everything.
Yeah, we're going
It's
to
about,
try.
yeah, be with people you cherish. You don't have
Yeah.
to not necessarily always be family, but that's why I say I can go to events as people I cherish and invite me. I'll have a great time. I've ever have a great holiday event. I won't complain.
Yeah.
But if I don't, that happen, I'm just like,
AKA.
okay, I'm not doing it this year.
Okay.
What about you?
You should invite them. Christmas, I'm probably going to go to my parents' house, and we're going to give gifts, and we're going to laugh, we're going to eat, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. And I have to do some Christmas shopping, like stat, because it's like really close. So let me get on that.
Yeah.
But
Like tomorrow.
yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, I got to get into that. But so let's get into the 2010s wrap up. All right, you guys ready
That's
to
what we're
chat?
calling it. 2010.
2010. Is it 2010s?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're going into the roaring 20s now.
Ooh.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Part two or part like
Yeah,
one
no,
or
from
two.
the other 20s. Yeah, the 1920s. So, all right. So, what do you guys think is some of like the most monumental things that have happened in the 2010s outside of us like celebrating the president coming into the 2010s with a wonderful black president, mixed race, whatever?
Social media, huge. I feel like 2010 set everything apart with social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. Like, I literally saw, just the culture shift when Instagram
Definitely
got
MySpace.
popular, right?
Yeah, definitely
MySpace, they were like, goodbye.
And
Twitter.
No, but
looking back
MySpace
at it,
wasn't
though,
around in 2010. It
No.
literally it had died
No.
like in
It died-
20.
really?
In the
Died before
2000s.
Yeah, it died in like
Wow.
20.
Died in the 2000s. When Twitter came out.
2007, 2008. It was pretty.
I'm getting old moment.
You get
Right.
no.
Facebook was still popping, sort of, but
Facebook had just came out, sort of.
2006.
Okay.
2005 is when it really came out.
2005. Okay.
That's when it came out. So for 5 years, we were heavy on it. And we
Yeah.
were like used to it. Then our parents started getting on it, and it was
it
like,
got weird.
whoa.
You're right. That's right. You're right.
And then
What's the parents down
Instagram
there?
and Twitter kind of took
God,
over.
2012.
'Cause-
Someone kept asking me, like, yo, what's that picture thing that this guy on Twitter keeps posting? My friend was asking me that. I was like, I have no idea. I see it all the time. I have no idea. And he's like, it's called Instagram. And then we're like, oh, let's download it. And
Oh
then
my
we were like
God.
literally downloading it. And we're like, let's post pictures. And we're like, okay. We were like earthlings. Like, what is this? It's so weird. But I have to, we should, because this is a political podcast, so we do have to talk about the fact, which since you brought up social media.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
The fact that like politicians have used social media to like run.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Some have done really good and some have done poorly.
Well, now our president like literally talks through Twitter,
I'm
right?
saying that he changed the whole aspect of politics. That now right to
Direct.
the people. Right to the people.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that Andrew Yang, I know you guys are not believers, but I like the fact that Andrew Yang is utilizing social media a lot, and he does it in a way he's just a very candid candidate, right? Like the alliteration there. What I think what he does, like with social media, he's like, he did this one like this one day where he had like Q&As for like 8 hours, right? And he basically had his phone and he just was talking. Everybody was just
Like
asking
office hours.
Yeah, like a live stream that he was doing. And I think that he's a type of president that would bring even more, just kind of like more, a lot more open, like talk more to the people. Like the way he uses Twitter, he talks very honest to the Yang Gang. So I appreciate him as a candidate, and I hope he goes far in 2020. I really hope that people take him seriously. I think the UBI initiative would be something interesting to try. Like, I don't know if it's going to be something that'll be here for 100 years, but I think that it's worth trying to get people to just, I mean, it'd be a way to get, no one would be homeless. Everyone would have at least $1,000 every month. So I think that's interesting.
That's interesting. I don't know if we can say no one would be homeless,
I
but
wouldn't say that.
How would they not? How would
drug addicts?
No, not
be
even
a big-
drug addicts. Lord goodness, you guys. I mean,
No,
rent
I'm
is
not saying,
expensive.
like,
We have a
not-
housing
not talking
crisis.
Yeah, but some places,
I'm a heroin
some
addict. I had
places,
friends that died from heroin.
that's true.
Like,
No,
people
I know what you
spend
mean. Like he
$1,000
means
a
like
month.
if you spend $1,000 a month, then you know what I mean. Like you're not, like you,
It might
like
actually
you
put
might spend all
into
your
a
money.
deathbed faster, to be honest. If you think about it in drug terms, could kill you faster if you're doing like I got $1,000 right now, right to the drug dealer.
Okay.
Boom.
Well, true. But I'm just kind of, I'm thinking in a different way. I'm thinking that, you know, the fact that the
We're talking about
medium,
homeless
that
stuff.
we're talking about the medium would be everybody making $12,000 a year. Like
Yeah.
everybody, just off that. And again, people, it's what are you going to do with $12,000? You can't do very much. If you live in New York, you can't really do anything. So you still have to go to work. It's not like, and most people who would get $1,000 a month, if they got that, most people would invest.
There's a huge
Ty, would you
population.
not? If you got $1,000, Ty's are here. Yeah.
I'm listening.
If Andrew Yang's initiative is called UBI, Universal Basic Income, the Freedom Dividend, and I'm sorry, I'm turning this into the Andrew Yang.
It has become
I know,
the
I
Andrew
just want,
Yang
I know.
campaign.
I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about the 2010.
We will, but this is a good. This is
We're
going
gonna
into.
let it rock, Chris,
All right,
for
all
like
right.
Yeah,
60 more seconds.
Okay, thank you. What would you do with?
I'm gonna say my input.
What would you do?
I'm gonna
What
be
would
out.
you do with $1,000 a month? What would you do if you got that?
What would you do if your son was at home? Crawling on the bedroom floor 'cause you're hungry? Okay.
Exactly.
So-
That was something like that.
I think it changes for your certain situation. Currently, I would invest, but it would be, the thing is like you may need more, so I would have to wait. Like I would probably put like
The whole
$3,000
year.
or $4,000,
Right.
$5,000 or $6,000,
Right. So you would just hold. Like you would just hold. So this.
I wouldn't hold it if I would. It depending if you know what I mean. I can get that type of money from what I do currently.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do that on my own, but I would take that money and probably do something like, whether it's like for my health or whether it's something for my business, or I would invest it. But if you're saying like invest in more like maybe
Maybe
it's
invest in your
stocks or
business, or
something,
not
my
necessarily.
business,
It could be like,
or like
hire someone to like
maybe to like that would run that would help.
Oh, you
get
got a new
funding
job!
for this.
Wow, helping the economy. Look at that. Andrew Yang has something here. All right,
But
that's
now I
That was her
get what you're
60
saying though. But I think that whole idea, I think it's cool. It's like an allowance. It's like giving everybody an allowance.
Right.
But I feel like if it is a type of allowance, it has to be spent in this way. Like you can't just use it to just be
It had to be
what?
put back in the country.
Put back
It has
into
to
Well,
the-
what do you
be
think?
put
It
back
has
in
to
the
be
What do you
funnel.
think? What do you think?
Like,
It's what's the
whether
worst thing?
well,
something
like
like
it,
that.
I'm not saying
Outside
it-
of drugs.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you can't
outside
like.
of drugs. What else can?
I'm not saying.
At least they're putting some. That's a whole family. Like someone could be like. I mean, there's again spending
There
money
needs to
and
be
stuff.
standards. Like there's a huge
Right.
working poor population who I think would greatly benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm not comfortable giving millionaires $1,000 a month.
Doesn't. I mean, I mean, it just, you know what it does?
If it
just
has
takes
to be
away, it takes
used-
the stigma out of because then it feels like it's giving money from the rich to the poor. Now it's everybody has it. It's as an American thing. It's
That's
American.
I'm looking at
That
it
is
as like
a very good
allowance.
point.
I'm just saying allowance.
And
Here you go.
I like that term too, allowance.
It's allowance. That's all it is. It's allowance. Like, okay, I'm
I
giving
was
you this
smiling
money,
about allowance back in the day.
and here you go. But I would say that it should have some type of
Stipulation of what
yeah,
how
I'm
you
not
use
sure.
it.
I haven't
to.
think.
I think,
Yeah,
like I said, but put it back. Has to be put back in
Yeah,
the
put
country.
back into the
called,
system.
So
You know
it
what
has
it
to be-
is? It's called money into the people and trickle up effect. Usually what Republicans want is to trickle down. How about for once we get the people that work hard, that need just a couple extra dollars that want to help maybe, fix their car, or their daughter has.
I think the clock has ended.
All right. Okay, let's get into some.
We were talking about social media. All of a sudden,
I don't know.
I was going to talk about the Arab Spring. That
Okay.
happened.
The what?
The Arab Spring, 2010, overturning the Egyptian government.
Oh, I don't remember
Benghazi.
All through social media.
Oh, okay. Get
all
into
through
it. Get into it.
Twitter.
Sorry, get into it.
No, I think that we've changed the way that social media impacts movements.
Yep.
Trayvon Martin, that happened in the 2010s.
Yes, it did.
And
The refugee crisis in Europe.
refugee crisis. Like, we
Oh
wouldn't
my
know
God.
about
Black
so
Lives-
many.
Black Lives Matter.
It was literally social media.
Social
so we've
media.
changed the way that we run campaigns, movements, everything through
Yeah.
social media. I think it's
Yeah.
fascinating because, to your point, Chris, that direct communication, we wouldn't have that. We would have never known about Trayvon if we didn't have social media. I don't
Yeah,
think.
we
Trump
don't, yeah.
Trump would be impeached if we didn't have social media.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That is an
Man, social
interesting
media,
claim.
damn, you can.
That is an interesting claim.
so
I
close.
wouldn't
Thank
regret.
you, social media. That's what I'm saying. I get put in Facebook jail all the time, but hey, I'm on Facebook all
It
the
goes
time.
both to it. It goes on both
I'm on Facebook
sides.
all the time.
But remember, you know that everybody's saying that Facebook is now has like all these Republican board
Robots.
Yeah, no, board of directors, and then Jack Dorsey of Twitter just said that he's not going to take any he's not going to do any political advertisements. But Facebook
so
still
cool.
Facebook still hasn't said that.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
I go hard on
Which
Facebook.
is very hard because I thought Mark Zuckerberg would be like more,
It was liberal.
well, not just progressive in the sense of making sure that this is that direct communication and that no one
He
else
just wants
is
everybody to be
impacting
free.
that.
No, but he thinks
But
that
you're getting corporate dollars. or campaign dollars.
right.
So that's not real
I
freedom.
can't
He just
blame
wants
them.
money.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
What else do we like about the 2010s? What happened?
Smartphones have took it to the next level now. There's like a big part of our life. I remember there was a time where when smartphones just came out, it was like, okay, this is kind of. I see it, it's corny, but then after, and after all that. The mic over here a little bit.
There
but,
you go. Hear you, man.
Yeah, they're much better. I hear myself. But it changed in terms of the whole. It changed the whole game. I mean, I'm in New York City, man. Like, you go out in New York all the time, you see people walking down the street. Like, everybody's on a smartphone. I remember a time where you walk to Earth and people, good morning, how you doing? Hey, hello. Everybody's looking at each other. It's just like communication, human connection. It's changed just by the fact that we are spending.
Kids are going to be so jacked up.
Kids are already jacked
I mean, they are
up.
now. They're
Forget about it.
they're
They
so-
can't even write. They got rid
Right.
of teaching cursive. Don't get me started.
They got.
No,
did you
but
hear
they
about?
can-
Yeah, they got rid of.
But they
teaching
can't even
cursive.
what
Have you seen
And my
their
signature-
handwriting?
No,
So I sit on
never.
the board of an elementary charter school, and you get letters like "Thank you." The handwriting, I love these babies, but Lord, it's like a serial killer.
Wow.
Because they don't write. When do they write?
And I had bad handwriting when I was a kid. My mom immediately
Chicken
got on top of
scratch?
that. I got a beautiful.
They used to say
Bad,
chicken
guys.
scratch. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, chicken scratch. I used to say that all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It might be archaic at this point, though. Like,
I don't think
we don't need to.
I mean, I use my
stick
computer. You don't really
Yeah.
necessarily. You only sign
Yeah.
your name. Like, what else do you need?
until
to-
the end of the world, and you got to write a help note, and,
that's
you
the
don't
thing.
know.
All jokes aside, man. All jokes aside, you never know when something might go down. Where you might have to,
Okay, you gotta write it down.
9/11 didn't happen. Stuff gets shut down, and when stuff
You're
shut
right.
down, and you're
Computer,
no 5G,
there's no power,
no
there's
5G.
no
What you got
electricity.
for me to do with your Wi-Fi? No Wi-Fi. What
Right.
you gonna do? What you gonna do now?
Okay,
Oh.
true. All right, so you kids out there listening, you better start practicing your penmanship.
Yeah, but at least your signature. My dad told me, your signature says a lot about who you are. My signature is beautiful. So.
Okay, there you go. Well, what else? What else is 20?
Kim and Kanye got together and created children.
Oh my god.
Multiple children.
Yeah, that was like, when they got together, I was like, Kanye's got something here. He's going to start something. And now, like, who would have known?
it got
In
political.
2010, we thought it was just like pop, like, oh my God, they're just two egotistical people together.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now they're trying to save, like they're trying to help the criminal justice system.
Reason the first step.
They're
back,
trying,
get things done.
she's becoming
Shout
a
out to
lawyer.
FSA.
She's going to become a lawyer now. Like,
Yep.
she's in law school.
Kanye wants to be president 2024.
That's not going to happen.
He's gonna run.
That is not gonna
he
happen.
made the red hat a crazy phenom. Like
He made it a red. He made it a red. He did. Come on. You can't give. Do not give.
I'll let Chris speak to that.
I wore a red hat in Brooklyn on my
Not because
on a live stream. I wore Bed-Stuy that day. I will not rock my live videos. I will not do a red hat walking through Brooklyn ever, because that's just asking
They'll
for
knock it off your head.
And I'm walking around talking about Trump, like walking through Brooklyn. Well, yeah, I'm walking through Brooklyn talking about Trump. What are you going to do about it? Like, somebody's going to do something about it. But
Sucks,
I did it because
People are weird when
Because you saw Kanye.
Yeah, I was like,
See?
this is for Yeezy.
But let me tell you something. They were wearing that. They were wearing that hat out.
But when Kanye put it on, it spoke to a different
it
population.
connected to the black community. I said, when I was doing my videos before.
Pause. I don't know if it connected to the black community. Okay, it connected to
They
black
thought he
Trump
was
supporters.
weird. They thought people remember. Everyone's like, he's
there
crazy.
There we go. And I was just talking about earlier how the black conservative Trump movement is increasing. That was a big part of the increasing.
That was huge.
That what Kanye did?
Huge.
Because I was saying before that on my videos, I said I love Trump, man. That's my boy, and I hold it down for him. And we got athletes that are supporting him and coming out for him. We got Floyd Mayweather Jr. We got Herschel Walker. We got Jim Brown. Jim Brown. Okay, talking about black civil rights. This is Jim Brown. Jim Brown supporting the president. We had Ray Lewis. We had all these athletes, and they're in black.
I didn't hear LeBron.
In the black community.
I didn't hear Kobe. I ain't hear none of these cool ones. I just hear all those old heads. Who you got? Who else you got? I hear
legends. These are the.
But that's why Kanye
ones,
was important, because he changed the game.
That's what I said. But I said we need a musician or we need an actor. I said we need somebody
and Chris
in Hollywood.
planned it all himself. He was like, we need Kanye.
And I tell people, my listeners, you love me, because I was telling y'all, we need him. Yes, I said we need a musician.
He's an oracle.
I said we need a musician. This is why I'm so good. This is why I'm so good. A prophet. Perhaps a prophet. Christopher, the light bearer. Remember that. That's what the name stands
light bearer.
for.
Yes.
So
come on, Farrakhan. What else?
Real talk here. And so I said we need one of the two, and then we get Kanye. I said, what better than Yeezy? And what better than Yeezy? I said,
game changer. Like, seriously, I think that he is pushing 2020. It's
Rasputin poll,
really
40% of the black vote.
It's something. Like, he's
really
going to get on the campaign trail soon.
He is.
In 2020.
Absolutely. And then Kim is helping, because she was a big part of the FSA movement.
She's not a supporter of Trump, though. She's not, though. She says she's not. She's not.
Because she wants the money.
Maybe
money.
But she won't. But she won't say. She'll never say, "I love Trump." She's not saying that. She's just quiet about it. It's quiet.
She has to. A business.
It is business.
Oh, that's true. Business.
But she's been standing with him. She's been at the White House several times. She's promoting this. And you have to remember, Kim got rid of what they say, the tabloid star or whatever. Like, Kim brought you into her home. She changed the whole game when it came to like what a social status star is. Like, and she's a global icon. So I think her attaching herself to him could hurt her brand. But I also think she's there.
You think she's there with him?
I gained respect for her for doing what she did, and I even stopped cracking the jokes I used to crack. I used to troll Kim a little bit, But I'll leave Kim alone. I respect Kim a lot.
Now because she's a supporter.
No, not because she's a supporter. Just because she stood up for herself, and and not in a negative way. Just standing up. Wow, way to stand up.
What else happened?
Much respect.
The Me Too movement.
Oh my God, that's recent though. But yeah, we can go into the Me Too.
Yeah,
the Me Too movement. So that was like the last 3 years. So Weinstein, was the first person? Like, who was like the first? Like,
so he was the first.
Was it Cosby?
Or was it Cosby? Oh yeah.
Oh, it was Cosby.
It was Cosby.
Oh.
Okay.
They had to throw the black man under the bus first. Man.
Did you guys hear about Oprah? She's doing a documentary. It's in Sundance.
Oh boy.
What?
On another black man, Russell Simmons. Like, what's the thing?
What?
Russell Simmons
Did
is a
she
womanizer.
help produce the Michael Jackson thing?
She was part of it.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
Oprah. She's sus right now. That's sus.
I love
my mom was
Oprah,
watching
but
Oprah
now...
way before I was even existing, caring about Oprah. My mom was like, "You switch the show, girl. I'm watching you. You ain't the same show you used to be." Like, "Mom, you ain't watching Oprah no more?" She ain't the same Oprah. So my mom was calling that way back in the day.
She saw something in her.
She saw that switch.
Change.
How she switches.
And you know what that switch was? Democracy
money.
Dollars. It was money, bro.
Well, I mean
that's human
not
beings.
just
you want to be a billionaire, girl? You want to be a multi-billionaire?
Oprah said you can do it, man. It's America, man. You can do it. And you don't got to be a Mr. Nice Guy to be a billionaire. Grinch taught you that back in the day.
Not everybody's bad and might billionaire though. Some people probably there's some
there's good billionaires. I'm saying, but I'm saying you don't have to be nice to be a billionaire. You can
you don't
a billionaire
have to be
and be very
nice.
corrupt.
No, I think you have to be. I think the majority of billionaires they've done crappy things to be there. But I'm just saying that there are some that are also good people too. I would assume.
There's few out there.
But,
like,
but like, what's this thing?
It's hard for a rich. It's like the eye of a needle for a rich man to get into heaven. They say it's like the more money, because all that money, it's like almost impossible.
Right.
They do say that, yeah.
But then what's this thing about, like, let's get we got R. Kelly. He needed to go.
He needed to go.
He needed to go.
Well, cancel culture,
R. Kelly's
which is
been
very
needed to
recent.
go. As soon as the video came out with him peeing on little girls, throw that under the jail.
Should have been.
Under
Long
the
time
jail.
ago.
A
Back in the day?
dungeon. A dungeon he should have been
I just
in.
didn't understand how he didn't go
cretin.
to the jail. But then now
Black women protecting him so much.
Right.
I was like, well, that made me confused about black women. As a black man,
Right.
I was like, what are y'all
Well,
doing?
black men,
we
we
always
protecting them too.
No,
They're
but we
there.
always support our
These are-
black men. That's the thing. Like,
Even when
black
they're raping
women.
girls, though? They're raping
That's the
little
problem.
girls?
No, it's a problem.
What about your
Patriarchy.
daughters?
But
What's
it's
your daughters, man? What's your
patriarchy.
There you
daughters?
go. It's a pay.
Well, our president said he was grabbing vag, and they still voted for him. So you know,
it's the same
But
thing.
he's
It's
talking about
patriarchy.
groupies, and we all know rappers from growing up. There's groupies out there. Look at Instagram if you don't believe me.
who
Come
went
on.
there?
Yeah, but I've never heard
Vag?
group. I work with rappers
Involuntarily?
and artists that I've never heard them say, "I grab a girl." Like I never heard them say that violent that they're gonna be that.
Because you don't never hear locker room talk. You're a female.
Maybe. Okay, maybe. I mean, I've
You're
heard some
female, you're
crazy
not gonna
stuff.
hear that.
I've heard some guys tell me some stuff. I've heard them say things in front of me
I
that were like
I heard quite
crazy.
a few guys speak on that level. Like what Trump said to me was like not major. Like I was like, okay, I heard it. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean,
well, it
for a
was
guy-
major to me as a
Well,
woman.
you're not
in
a
this
woman,
world.
so
I know what I'm
of
saying.
course you
That's
probably
what I'm saying.
you
That's
know
locker room
heard
talk.
crazy things in other.
in a locker room.
But to that point, that's my point.
in a
Like
locker
that's
room.
how you
That's a
protect
great.
an
I
R.
love
Kelly.
that you love this locker room term. Like it's
Yeah.
not a thing. It's just
I might
poor.
have
it's
to
just poor,
chime in on it.
But wait. Before you say something, it's just. Can I just say it's just poor use of language. It's you're not a gentleman. That's what it is.
But let me also say one thing because we like to do this a lot. We were talking. You're not a gentleman. We were
Wait
talking
a
about R.
second.
Kelly, so it's like you don't understand how black women, support R. Kelly. But then I'm like, well, black men are too in the same way. It's locker room talk. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Wait. Compare that
So-
again. You said that
Wait,
you were
what?
talking about.
So we were talking about R. Kelly.
Right.
Well, we were talking about the Me Too movement. Went on and on. Talking about R. Kelly. He said, he got confused by black women because they support him, and I'm like, well, black men support him too, just like
Who got confused?
Chris.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm jumping.
Yeah. No, come on, jump
All
on
right.
it.
Well, the locker room talk, it sounds like an excuse, but it is an actual like
takes a man
thing.
to- yeah.
It's
It is,
not
it is.
like we're women talk about it too. Actually, locker room talk is because men aren't like on the phones talking all the time. Like, hey, give me the details. You guys talk about your dates. You talk about this. You're like you got group chats. You're sending pictures. Like y'all have y'all
Whole process, man.
area where you do it. We just have it where it's all right. Locker room, maybe
What's
in the
good? What's
on
up?
the
What's up with
court.
Shorty I saw you with the other day, dog?
You go
What's up?
grab a
Yeah.
drink and you know what I mean. It's like it's a frame. I'm not giving an excuse
and
to
we're
it.
not, we're not trying to put a microphone to it,
Yeah.
record it, show it to the public. Hey, look where we're here, everybody. Look what we're doing. No, this is strictly locker room talk.
It's
That's
just-
why
So
the
you
term
guys
locker
say
room talk.
grab him by
talking
the.
about Trump.
Guys,
I mean, the way he might have said that, I get it.
I mean, it was aggressive, but I heard aggressive
yes.
guys in the locker room talking like that. I'm not that guy. I'm like I said, a gentleman. You said it's not being a gentleman. See, I'm a gentleman. I consider myself a gentleman. So me personally, when I get around the locker room talk, man,
I mean,
I'll say it the way I say it,
let's-
and I say my way of saying it, but I won't go into like some dudes be going all the way in.
Let's
with the
just be
details.
clear, right? Let's just say, I'm not sure if anybody's in relationships here, but if you are in a relationship,
Hello.
okay. Oh, all right. I'm
You
sorry.
have
I
two
wasn't
black
like-
women
sorry.
that have rings on
Okay.
their hands.
So now-
Stereotypes.
If your
okay?
if your man comes home, you're cooking or whatever, he comes up behind you. I'm not trying
grabs
to.
you.
I'm not trying to be
No,
graphic
listen,
here.
no, be real,
but he
Ty, be
comes
real, be
behind
real.
you and plants his hand and just gives a light little insinuation to that area. Are you going to be like, oh my God, what? You're going to be like, oh yeah.
This is out of context.
I'm just saying.
But
You
Sorry,
wouldn't.
Ty.
You would
This
not.
is out of context.
You
This
would
is
not.
talking
No,
about
no,
You
but
would.
listen,
It
listen.
wouldn't. It would not be. You wouldn't consider him or anything like that. And you would actually. You probably. But it, obviously, him saying it just sounds like he's just like just being
That's
like
how he said it.
That's how women perceive it. You
I
said-
know.
No. There's a difference between perception
But
and
he
then
said
how
this is what they
someone
like.
said it.
He's saying this is what they like. But he might be talking
He's
about
like, some of them even just let you. I just grab it, even if they don't say. Even if they don't. So he's saying, even if they don't, I just grab it.
I got to hear the.
All right, well,
the
see,
term-
yeah, I
that
gotta-
term
No,
again.
but you have to
Yeah.
understand this is the whole Me Too movement situation. It's that these men were saying stuff that were.
He didn't put it out there. Trump didn't say.
No,
hey,
I know,
public.
I
He
know,
was-
I
this was
know,
supposed to be
but
a
that's how
secret
they
conversation,
think.
and they recorded him.
It wasn't a secret. He was a hot mic. It's called a hot mic.
Hot mic is
It's
like,
a hot mic.
like not supposed to be putting out there for the public.
Well, no, meaning hot mic. It means that your mic,
mic's
and
on.
your mic's on, and you just stop, and you forget. It happens to people all the time.
It happens to us all the time. And if you put
Right.
out those conversations that we were having sometimes, I'm
Right.
like, yo, I didn't want people to hear that.
All right,
And that's the
exactly.
whole thing with Trump. He didn't want people to hear that. You say
Okay.
Trump, you want people to hear that? Of course
No,
not.
I know, but what if you? Okay, but you've never all the time we've spent together. Not once have you ever said something that was as repulsive as that.
Because I'm a gentleman.
Okay,
and
so
I have guy
you're- and
friends who aren't
how about be a
gentlemen,
president and be a
but
gentleman
they're
too?
not
Can we
breaking
have
a law though?
No, it's not a law breaking, but why wouldn't we want a president that is a gentleman like you,
because
right?
those guys sometimes were good leaders. That's why. Because those guys on my locker room talk. They're my quarterbacks on my football teams. These guys, they were the leader of the football team talking like this. But the guy gets a job done in the field. We win games. Locker room talk. I won't talk like that though. Me personally, as a man,
This is
I
what
won't
he
talk-
said.
I won't disrespect women like that. 'Cause
This is what he said.
I grew up around women.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the. You can do anything. So
He's saying groupies.
He said,
I'm
"I
a
don't even
star.
wait.
I'm a star. He said,
I don't
I'm a
even
star.
wait."
And he said, I'm a star before all of that. He said, I'm a star. So when he said, I'm a star, he's saying, let you know, I'm a big time. Ladies know who I am.
like R. Kelly.
Kirsten,
Ladies know
you
who
Like
I
R.
am.
Kelly.
you work
Back
with-
to my
talking
point.
about.
Like
you
R.
work
Kelly.
with. She works with artists, and
I just
you,
said that. I just
you
said.
know
I've
damn
heard some
well
crazy
how
stuff.
that is.
But-
Excuse
But
my
girls,
friend.
some
Sorry.
girl- certain women, like you don't respect those women. You ladies won't respect those women, but you guys seen those women and how they act and how they carry themselves. Those are when you can see them say, yeah, that guy can just grab that girl by the, and she wouldn't do anything. Because
I would never.
No, I don't.
You see the girls out there
I
being
mean,
totally
but-
freaky.
but-
You don't see some of these groupies out here
No.
doing some
We need a
crazy
patriarchal
We're talking
law.
about-
showing their breasts and
We're
doing-
talking
No, I
about a
think that's-
particular,
you're saying that's true.
not all
But,
women.
okay.
Not all women, of course.
No,
Not of course
Again,
all women.
but
Of course,
again,
I grew up
even
with women,
groupies.
strong women in my
No.
family. Of course
Groupies
not.
are groupies. We get
Exactly.
it. We get it.
But women talk
it's
about them like
just-
they don't exist. That's a woman. That's a
No,
woman.
they do. But I just
still a
don't
woman.
think that.
It's not just a
but
groupie.
okay, here's what we say. It's almost like a prostitute, right? You still don't grab her by the woo-ha. You know what I mean? Like you still. That's not
no,
like you still.
right.
There's still respect.
Right,
There's
but that's
still
like that's
respect.
Still a
transact.
human.
That's a
She's still a human. That's
that-
like it's still like what we're trying to say is that men can't just grab what is not theirs. That's
I
what
mean,
we're saying.
let's-
and for him to infer that that's something that he can do because
He's a star.
That's horrible.
Because
No,
when you're a
it's-
star or a president, all bets are off. You can do whatever the heck you want
that's
to
wrong.
do.
Sorry, bro.
Bill Clinton.
See what he does that? You see what he does?
That's what he did.
That's what he loves
That's
to
real
do.
talk, though. He's real
And he
talk.
was
Bill did it.
impeached
Bill
just
did it.
like your president.
Bill's exactly. Imagine them. And now, with that said, imagine both of them in a locker room with
Oh, my God.
talking to me.
They-
I don't
Imagine
want
that
to.
locker
Let me
room
tell you-
talk.
let me tell you-
Imagine that locker room talk with
I
Trump
don't
and
want
Bill
that locker
Clinton.
room
No, but you know what?
talk.
Remember what he
Really and
said?
Trump?
You know what
Ooh,
he's like?
serious
oh
locker
my
room
God!
talk.
Remember he
Serious
said. Remember
locker
he
room
said.
talk.
Trump said. This is actually funny. Trump goes. He goes. Oh, you don't want to hear. I've heard Bill. I've heard Bill Clinton talk. He says the worst stuff. Even worse. Like he
Real talk, and that's Trump. That's real. Trump is real. Trump is being
I was
real.
like, oh,
Trump knows
God.
that. Trump knows that
I
locker room
believe it.
talk.
That I know they
Trump
do.
knows that locker room
Clinton
talk.
and Epstein, they was all hanging out.
Hello.
come on, man. Imagine the locker room
Come
talk.
I mean, we got a lot of pictures of Epstein and
Yes.
Trump together. Like
Oh, yep.
I've seen so many
And
photographs.
Trump, and remember, Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, and they were no longer friends
Right,
after that.
right.
After he started talking that young girl locker room
Well,
talk.
I'm
No,
just
you
no,
can't
no,
say
you can't
that.
say
You
that.
don't know that.
He had
This is-
young women.
You can't do that. You
Remember,
can't say that.
You did.
He's
Trump, I
always
respect
been-
Trump for that. I respect Trump for that, by the way, for getting rid of that. After you caught that,
You don't know
yeah,
that.
You have
You
no
don't
idea
know that.
that's
That's
true.
It could have been over money.
That's a fact.
It could have been
There's
over
no
money.
pictures of them.
It could have been a
There's
business.
Let me tell you something. These
There's
people
people that were there.
don't
There's
really
witnesses.
have
Witnesses
rules
that
when
are
it
there.
comes to money. So
He
like
just said he was a star. He can do whatever he wants. Are you kidding me? You
think
think that's why he's going to kick out his best
he's-
friend
he's-
that's made millions
right.
for him?
Yeah.
Come on now.
And remember the way.
He did
How
it.
did this
There's
man
no
make
pictures of them
millions?
after that.
Common
After
sense.
that fact. There's not.
But
photos
let's,
of him and
there's
Epstein.
another topic. So,
Okay, what else happened?
okay, murders, mass murders and shootings all throughout the 2010s. I know it took a quite a turn.
So many.
Well,
but
it did though,
That
right?
really marked the
I didn't
2010s,
think-
the
I didn't
mass
think-
shootings.
So
Baltimore,
wait, when
Texas,
was like
Georgia, Chicago.
the first one was
Right?
the one in Connecticut? Was that like the
I
first?
don't even know. That's
I
the
think
sad
that was
part.
the Sandy Hook.
The kid that was
Oof.
with the kids.
That was the kid, Sandy Hook.
That was
Oh,
like in
man.
2011 or 2012.
That social media had a lot to do with that as well. Because
What?
that social media fame. You can shoot somebody, and that's going to be all over social media the next day. It's going to be a trillion
They had
views on
the
every
Boston
little video.
bombers,
so you
too.
know there's fame to go with whichever you did. So why not do it if it's going to get me attention? And a lot of these kids want that attention, so they know that a mass shooting will give them that attention.
But we got out of control. Like
no, definitely.
with
Gun-free
the
zones are a
children,
big-
with
are a big
Texas,
problem, man.
with Las Vegas shooting, the San Bernardino shooting. I mean, the school shootings, the Florida one.
Park.
But Chris does have a point about that. I feel like the more you give obviously the world is becoming more visual, but the more things you project into kids' minds, teenagers' minds, like you're just filling it with so much and they're innate to just react to that. They're gonna want to do these type of things that they're seeing, like it's just natural human.
Chicago.
The mentally ill ones, yeah.
No, the shootings in Chicago. What's going on with that? I saw how to use social media with that. The rappers over there, they would do a video like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this dude who's running my mouth." Boom, boom, boom. Next day, the dude's dead.
Well, that's
then
the
they see
dude
the
with
dude
the
that see the
multicolored
video.
hair.
Yeah, that
too.
was
And then-
what was the rapper's name?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No, not him. No, there was another one. The one that he went against from
the
Chicago.
guy, the red
Chief
hair.
Chicago. Chief Keef.
Is that
yeah,
him?
it was
Chief Keef.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chief Keef,
No, I mean, just the violence in general has gotten crazy, which obviously started the gun law conversation because this is a political show. And that really got out of control. But I think what's so funny about the gun law thing is, like, when I was a teenager, I worked for Feinstein on the sunset of the automatic weapons bill. And we had laws before, and it's crazy that, like, now it seems like it's just a thing that could never ever happen, but it already happened.
It
just
did because
sunset.
guess who did it? Mr. President Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton did a good job though with certain things. Like you guys can talk about Bill, but
Slick
like
Willie.
he definitely did. I mean, I always say he
Smooth
left
jazz.
the saxophone playing.
Yeah.
He definitely had the country in a surplus when he left, and one of the things is after what was that shooting, the Columbine shooting, he did take off. But I think it was bump stocks. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then after that, Bush it like expired during Bush's presidency.
It expired during the Bush
and they were like,
presidency.
so we're gonna keep that off.
Yeah.
And that was it. And welcome to NRA. Got we know how the NRA does it.
Yeah, people kill people, not guns, though. You know,
right.
You don't believe that, Chris.
I
You
do.
don't. Don't do that.
I
Come
mean,
on.
listen to music nowadays. What happened to? I mean, "Heal the World." Where's the "Heal the World" song?
You want to talk about Michael right now?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that situation.
I
The
don't
media,
wanna
no, that's media. Oh no, let's not go there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, when it comes to that,
No.
yeah, where are all those songs? Where's that
That's
music?
'cause the mumble rap came out.
Exactly. I'm my friends' kids, and I talk with them, and they be saying the D word, F word, we don't cuss on this show, but every word you guys can think of in your head right now, they say it, and they say it like it's nothing.
Right.
And then they play me one of the rap songs, and all I hear is that word. That word. I'm like, imagine being a kid with your headphones on, you're hearing this
But
every
do
day.
words have the power that they used to have nowadays?
Words always have power. Words always have power.
They don't.
Even in caveman
I don't
times,
think they do.
had power.
I agree with you, Nora.
Oh,
They
no,
don't.
oh,
They
definitely
don't.
do.
I say stuff sometimes. You know what I used to say? I'm like, oh my god, I'm so depressed. I'm gonna kill myself. I used to always say that, and then I remember I said that in front of like someone's parents, and they were like,
What's wrong with
They
you?
like, what's
Yeah.
wrong? And I just say that like
I
just
remember-
matter of factly.
But that's what I mean.
No, I
These
remember,
are
no, I
joke.
remember, I
It
remember
was a
getting in
joke.
fights with my friends, getting in the car, listening to DMX "Dark as Hell Is Hot" before we got in the fight because the guy said I mowed. Like, this from the time we got the car, we wrecked some dudes doing that. So I know if we were doing that with rap songs back then, what are kids doing with guns? Possibly having guns around with their song with shoot, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
it's like,
definitely
you're gonna
rap
get a gun and
music.
shoot
Why does
somebody.
that sound?
definitely rap
like
music
a
that caused
freaking-
the
that
mass
sounds like a
shootings
Migos
from
song what
all
he just
the-
did.
And it's not about mass shootings.
Can we
it's
just
about
wait? Can we just
black
give
on black crimes?
guys,
That's
can we
what all the
just give
shootings
credit
are
to
happening.
Chris's Migos
you, thank
rendition?
you, thank you.
That was actually sounded like
I know,
Amigos.
I cannot.
It's real talk.
Sound like a rap song.
It's real talk. At least with DMX, he was telling you about these things,
Oh,
but he was telling you
man.
about the way you
Can we
didn't want
talk
to.
about good
You
music?
did not want to do what DMX was doing. I was like, he was telling me like, yo, this is what's happening. I'm like, yo. After he was done, I was like, X, that's all you, dog. You know, I didn't think about
Hell
like,
is
yo,
hot. Hell
that's
is hot.
that's hot beat.
Hell
X,
is
that's a
hot.
hot beat. Yeah, X, that's my dude. I didn't. Nah, you kept it
I
real.
love DMX.
Well, the
Shout
kids-
out
so you're
to
saying-
Rough Riders.
Right. So you're saying that kids.
So even with violent music I listened to back then, it wasn't nowhere near to where it's at now. And it's less words, and it's dumber, and it's dumbed down. It's
Right.
like, and you're just dumbed down.
I don't know
So
if
it's
we
like-
can.
it affects. And
I
look
think,
at Chicago.
it's
Look
more,
at Chicago.
I think it's
man, if you
video
don't believe me.
games too, though. I think
Video
it's the
games?
violence and everything.
God.
We are a culture of violence. I think that all the TV shows are wildly violent.
Oh no, I agree. I just
Wildly
that's on music. I was just saying
Really?
music.
Are they?
for
You know,
example.
like everything all together. It is crazy. I mean, Game of Thrones, and I mean,
Where's your kid TV shows? Where's your kid cartoons? Where's
They have them.
Family Hour? I mean,
well, This Is Us is a great show, and that did come in 2010.
Did you say Family Guy?
This Is Us?
Oh.
no. This is us. No, I mean, I'm talking about. I had like a million cartoons.
I watched the first season of This Is Us, and I was like, no more.
No.
No, it's so good.
I know.
it is a feel. See, you don't want it because you've been fed so much violence.
No, I just get. I'm like, ugh. It's just like
See?
cheesy.
See? That's why we don't have those shows because Netflix.
You know what
took
I
over.
miss? You know what I miss?
Netflix had them.
Yeah, I miss. You know what I miss? Oh my god. What is it called? What's this Kevin Spacey?
Show.
Oh, that was good until he
Speaking
got
about
weird.
pedophiles.
Yeah.
What's the name of it? What's the name? Big Lie? No.
I don't know if I even want to promote it, but yeah.
Okay.
It was
What? You don't want to promote it?
Yo, that was wild. Kevin Spacey's a wild dude.
Can we separate these people from their
From
work?
their art?
Because their work, like he was a very talented. He's,
Well, it's
he's
like artists,
strange,
you know.
but I knew
One
he
of
was
my
always strange.
favorite.
I thought I knew he was strange.
very
Well, who was? I mean, look at was it Van Gogh cut his ear off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Art has always been intertwined with strange. It's
Right.
like it goes hand in hand. in my
Yeah, but
opinion.
strange
But
and then, like,
but like I say, with
sexually-
that said, I'm saying with
Psycho.
that said, there's a line to be crossed.
But then, okay,
And I
so
don't
like
care
the
if you-
Cosby Show. Can you ever watch the Cosby Show the same?
No, I can't watch it the same, man, because I know that's me personally. But if I have kids one day and I want to have them watch good television, would the Cosby Show be something I would not want them to watch? That's something I'll decide.
Cosby
when
just
that
pissed
time
me
comes.
off because he's such a like respectability politics
He
sort
really
of guy,
did, yeah.
and pull your pants up and all these things, and I just really like
You were
don't
that guy.
appreciate those people who then have all these skeletons in their closet. Like you
Ima-
are literally
ima-
talking and bones are falling out.
Imagine Cosby's locker room talk.
I mean,
Ooh.
well, no, it probably wasn't bad.
No,
it probably
it's
was
probably
all
discreet. He was
respectability.
quiet.
If the people, if you got boys, man, and because he got boys that are doing it
Oh,
too.
here we go, locker
and,
room.
and that's what I'm saying. It's like you got certain guys you can talk around certain stuff with. So it's just
Well,
like
I'm just here's my problem. I'm just like I hate that these people that that's why you say you can't idolize these people. You know, you just enjoy what they're doing and then just kind of like move from there. But I honestly was a Cosby like supporter.
we all.
I
agree.
never.
I think 99.9% of the community was a
Well,
Cosby, like,
black people, but not. I mean, because
Yeah,
I
black
had.
community, that's
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
because I had like I remember it's so funny. I had this this kid in my in college, this redhead guy. I will never forget him. He said to me, he's like, I hated Cosby Show. He's like, really? I hate that show. And I was like, why? And he's like, it's not even real. It's not even realistic.
Wow.
I said, what? I said, my godmother is a lawyer and her husband is a radiologist. They're doctor and they have 4 kids. What? It's real. And he was like, yeah, right. I was like, no, I'm serious. Like that's real. Like that's not their and they're Haitian. Like
that's influence in the media.
So,
though.
I'm
That's
just-
the influence in the media,
Yep.
man. That's why the media
Yep.
is so powerful. Look how much it influences people. Like white people, like black people, doctors. Like that doesn't even exist.
well, they felt
Because-
like like they know there's black doctor, but the fact that there's a doctor and a lawyer, they're like, yeah, right.
But how's that? Yeah, right. If you believe in a
What?
black doctor, why can't you believe a black doctor married a black woman lawyer? Like how's that?
Yeah,
What? Now, that's
he ended up
unbelievable.
working
A black
for
doctor I can believe,
He
but a
ended up
black-
working for the CIA. So
Well,
I don't want to talk about.
Oh, that says a lot about that suspect individual.
I don't want to talk about
Whoever
it
that
anymore.
is.
But I mean, the whole point is like, do you really think that? I don't know. Do you really think?
I really can't. I
that-
can't separate the art and the. Well, it depends on how closely they're
how much?
related.
Because like, are we listening to R.
Exactly.
Kelly music
I am
still?
not, and I went to a wedding that was playing R. Kelly, and I was like, "Really?
Turn it off.
This is how you want to bring in your union?"
Yeah, but like, some of these women are like,
Who's that stand comedian? What's his name? White dude who was masturbating in front of chicks or whatever.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, but
no, but
I
apparently
like
he
Louis
asked.
C.K. as a comedian.
He asked
And
these
listen,
women.
go ahead.
Apparently, he asked them if he could do it, and they're like, okay. Like he did. It was a little strange.
Yeah, it was strange,
I feel-
But can I
but it
just-
wasn't illegal.
but can I just
and
say
it's-
something,
and it
too,
shouldn't-
about the
should-
Me
To
Too
me, it
movement?
shouldn't affect
And
his
he's
art.
still out here doing comedy and selling out.
And
He is.
as he should,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
it
okay.
took a big hump to get over for him to do that.
Well, I
I'm
wanted
glad
to
he's
say,
getting
I
over
want
that.
to say
I'm glad
something
he's
about the
getting
Me
over that
Too movement, though. I do want to say that one thing that I've realized is that what men don't understand about the Me Too movement is the way that women are felt. Feel during
Literally felt.
right during being felt. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
God, what did Ty put in that drink?
Kirsten getting locker room talk.
No, okay. So I know, right? So the difference is like you as a man don't know what a woman feels, what a woman's going through when she's being like, and sometimes
I
it's
know,
like
I totally
sometimes
don't,
it's
but
like
I had women
sometimes
in my
they'll
life, though.
still. Oh no, I know, but sometimes they like it's like. Even up until they're about to get in sexual
Oh my
intercourse,
gosh.
they're it's like they freeze. Women
So,
freeze. It's
I
like
don't know.
you
Can
will
we go
through
here?
it.
Can we go
We
here?
can if we want to.
'Cause
you will go through. You will
I
go
think
through
the last
act
2
and
years
not
of
know.
my life have been shaped by this conversation just
Okay.
because I'm in such a male-dominated industry, both as a lobbyist and as a comedian, right? And so I have to have these conversations a lot because I do create a safe space for men to have these conversations openly because I think that's how we're going to move the needle. Shout out to Tarana Burke, by the way, a black woman who founded #MeToo. Let's be
Oh,
clear.
yeah, her.
But yeah. But I also think that like there's so many nuances, and because we lost our ability to communicate in
Right.
some ways,
Okay.
that we're not really understanding each other anymore. So I proposed, a scenario, and I'd like to propose it to you all. Of you meet a guy, you have all intentions of going back to his house. You get back there, it's 2 a.m. You guys are a little saucy, and you have all intentions of having, sexual intercourse. And then you change your mind because he does something that either scares you or really just, oof,
It gives you like you get oh no, this kind of something might
maybe
be wrong with
not.
him. Yeah.
And then I have a lot of male friends who say, you know what you're doing when you go there at 2 a.m. You know what's going down. Like, that's what it is.
That's a good point because I can see a situation where the vibe is going all night long. Everything's
Yep.
cool. Then you get back to the crib. Like you said, something's off.
But a gentleman
Start
will
sobering-
respect it. How about
start
that?
Yeah.
Start
How about
sobering.
that?
Start
How about
sobering up.
that?
We start sobering up, or whatever may happen, and then things change. Women, I can see why it's uncomfortable for women at that point.
Okay.
Because you don't have necessarily full control necessarily.
But is it?
It's a little
but would you-
unsafe for
But would
us.
you say? Is it okay?
And as a man, listen, and as
Okay.
a man, I understand that.
Okay.
So that's why if there's a vibe there, I'll be like, oh, look, make it easy for you. Like we can chill, man.
Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
that's a gentleman.
And
Because
sometimes
you might miss.
and that a little locker room talk for you ladies, and sometimes that's ends up getting me, a little something. At the,
Well, here's some
'cause
locker
she respects
room.
that. She respects
Here's some
that.
locker room
Okay,
talk
good
for
for you.
you with your
Yeah,
friends.
that's what I'm saying. That's a
Good for
gentleman.
you. There you go. You got
Gentleman
That's extra.
Christopher,
TMI.
when you're with
That's a
your
gentleman
friends
out there.
in your locker room talk, are you having these conversations? And when you hear them saying something that doesn't sound like a gentleman similar to what you do,
they won't.
having female
They
friends,
won't. Men
is
won't.
this something that you check them on? Like, what does that conversation sound like?
That's a very good point. And I'm getting a little personal with me here. Now, when I do this locker room talk with gentlemen, like when it does get to that point, I'll just kind of chill out with it, like get quiet and kind of get the body language, 80% communication. Like I don't really want to go there. And if he does go there and it goes harsher, I'll let him know, like, bro, like I don't want to talk about that, man. That's.
But
that's
are you
all
checking him? Do you feel like
he seems like he probably would be
But
like-
not necessarily
like-
checking him. Like maybe I could check him
but
harder.
checking is different.
Yeah,
Checking is-
I could-
that's wrong.
And that's where.
Oh, really? Girls will do that in a
I would do
heartbeat.
that, and I
You
would
know
do that. I
in
would
a
do that, and see, now,
heartbeat. Girl,
see, that's the
you
girl. See, that's
are
where you guys are more on top of
What?
the
I'm
conversation.
I'm sorry, girl.
Look,
You know
no,
I love you, but
that was
see, that's what
no.
you
You
guys
should
are
not
more-
be.
but you
Girl,
got- but
we need
again-
to
but
talk
again-
about this outside of this. Like, is everything okay?
So
like, we
that-
stopped
that is what I want men to
But you guys are
employ.
better communicators than we are. So with us,
No, men are no. It's not communication.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It is
Men
communication. You
have-
guys do
let me
that
tell-
communication on
can I
that
just say
level.
what
You
it
guys
is?
communicate
Nora.
better than we do.
Hold on,
Tell
one
me
at a
if I'm
time,
wrong.
one at a time.
Tell me if I'm okay.
One
But
at
am
a
I
time.
wrong with this, Ty? Am I wrong? Men, when they get together, it's like a pup. Like who's the ego gets in there. Nobody wants to look like the little cornball that can't hang. Right or
guy,
wrong?
the soft guy.
Like, what you said,
But and
bro?
what?
What you said? Like
and-
you be like, get the heck out.
I
Like,
mean,
they-
that's not
That's the
being
posturing.
macho. That's just like we play jokes. That's like
Yeah, we play
that's
jokes
like
and we're competitive.
That's like
Patriarchy.
yeah,
We are
it's like
competitive.
funny
We
and
got
like
competitive
being.
nature.
The
We're not
point
like
is,
we're not
would you
like
check
trying
it?
to.
Okay, Ty, would you check somebody if they said something crazy?
Yeah, of course you're gonna have to check somebody if they do something like, yo, bro, you
really
bugging
would?
out. Yeah, but the thing is that, to be honest, those type of people probably wouldn't even express what they've done if you hanging around somebody. Like I don't hang around dudes that I don't hang around those type
Very
of
good
people.
point there, too.
So I wouldn't even be happy. I wouldn't
in a
even
nuanced
be.
situation,
Yep.
even in a like, can you believe I took her home at 2 a.m. and then she had the nerve to change her mind and
What do you say there? What do you say?
No,
that's a
no,
normal-
like-
I knew what she wanted, so I still went on
That's not- that's-
I'll listen to what he said, and if he got to the point where he said, "Yo, I still went up in there and did this," and it was like,
Right.
I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
nah, man, I'm losing. You lost me,
I
bro.
think to be upset is natural to anybody. From
Sure.
it's like it's just expression. I think it's just like
the
a
action.
It's like a girl like, oh, he can't. It's the same thing. You're going to a place. You're mentally going to a place that you may not reach. you know, physically, and that may bring frustration on either side. It could be a woman that dating a guy and you think, damn, he's supposed to, damn, you know, he's so nice and he didn't even do anything. So that's where sometimes there's situations like that where girls be like, oh, he didn't even try to approach me, and like he seems so nice, and like he's trying to like wait for you to not wait for you, but he's like, I don't want to, because then you could draw the line, and then you got guys who do draw the line, and then you got girls who say, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is, just in my opinion, I'm not saying that there are, I can't speak for anybody or saying that, but I just feel like each guy has their, like, gaining or trying to approach a woman or have a woman in your world. It's not as easy as it may seem to
women
for guys. Like some guys just have it naturally.
Women have the
some
power.
guys have to be like, some guys got to buy gifts.
I think guys
some guys got to wine and dine, but some girls
are resilient when it comes to, because they will get no's like 10 times in one day and continue to keep going.
Yes,
really
because
they have to.
But doesn't that
scare you though? Doesn't that scare you because they don't take that no for an answer?
No, but
too,
in the time that an era we grew up in, like I'm 33, so like that the time, like, oh, you got to play hard to get. That was like almost a part of the game.
And we're the hunters.
And the no and the this is a part of the game. So it's kind of like you're training.
Listen, as black men, y'all gotta let that go.
No game time.
That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. But that's the condition. That's the condition.
I just wanted the listeners to know.
Yeah, the game is over.
The game is ended, okay? And I don't want anyone to be in predicaments that also jeopardizes their health. And then furthermore, I also think there's something to be said here about men respecting their bodies and having their own self-love and self-worth to understand that you don't have to give it to everybody and that it doesn't have to be expected of you. And so I think there is also that women, we're taught like, oh, our bodies are our temples. It's not for everybody. You got to be selective. Men, it's more so like you guys have been trained to think like, how many can you get?
Not all of us.
Well, not
all of us.
It's not about that. But
I'm also in my 30s.
I'm going to
throw themselves at me.
I'm going to agree.
That the braggadocious way. I have women like this, got a few drinks, I come in the bar, she's already, who are you?
I'm going to agree.
And she's grabbing by the, you talking about Trump doing it?
Yeah, women are, there are a lot of aggressive women. When a woman is what?
Yes,
I know.
yes.
They way
Why
more
you don't
aggressive.
drink vodka, ladies.
Y'all,
You don't drink
way more
vodka.
aggressive.
Tito's you can drink, but
Like a female artist can walk down the strip and it could be a bunch of guys and he could be like, how you doing, miss? If a male artist walk by, girls is putting their arms out. That man will get scratched. His clothes will get peeled off.
I'm telling you,
it will be.
This is celebrity.
I know, but that's what I'm saying about the groupie situation too.
I ain't always celebrities though. I stay away from strip clubs a lot of times because I go to strip club, man. Like women see the women, I go to strip club, they sense that. Ooh, this is a nice guy.
No, they
and
just
he's looking
want the
good. And he's
money.
dressing sharp.
Right.
No.
I know strippers.
No.
strippers, let me tell you something. Strippers, it's a job, bro. It's a job. Watch Hustlers, bro. Don't be falling in love with them strippers. Don't fall in love.
I'm not saying if you're paying money. I'm going to strip club paying any money. I go in there pay $3 or $4.
They talk about you, and they'll talk about you in the room. They be like, yo, don't number in table 4. Do not go back over there, girls.
I don't go because for one, that's not my thing. But two, it's just like women, the clinching. I don't want any kind of clinching, grabbing. I go in a situation that situation.
Oh, you don't want the women to grab you.
I want the chase, man. I want like let's play the game. Like what's up? Let's talk. Let me talk.
Yeah, sometimes it could be a little aggressive. Like if I go to a strip club, I'll be chilling.
You guys
like
are such victims.
No, we're just talking about being on the opposite.
Where's the equality? Where's the equality?
Ain't no equality. Ain't no equality.
Nora, you can't do that.
I am that.
See how it works. See how it works, ladies. Locker room talk. Then locker room talk.
All right, what else happened in 2010s that was interesting? Because we got a little bit more time.
Hey guys, it's Maxine here with a special message for our listeners. I want to thank you for listening to Politrix Podcast and wanted to share an exciting offer to entrepreneurs and supporters. We are now offering businesses the opportunity to be advertised on our show during this mid-roll. If you're interested, please email hello@politrixpodcast.com. We are also taking support from our listeners through the Anchor app. Just click the Support This Podcast button and you can give whatever you want. The funding is helpful to increase our production so we can add video and start marketing and advertising for our podcast. We appreciate you and please continue to listen to the show.
Do we feel like the LGBTQIA community?
We never talk about that.
Really expanded. Pose came out, and I think there's a lot more love and acceptance.
Well,
transgender community
Obama passed the Equality, not Equality Act, the what is it? Oh my God, I discussed. Couples can be married.
Same-sex marriage?
couples, same-sex marriages. So that was a win for the LGBT community.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like the 2010s has been their time, like, and really highlighting the transgender community.
It has. Look, I'm coming from a Christian perspective, as everybody knows, and I have no problem with LGBTQ. My sister is a lesbian.
Okay.
Shout out to my sister.
Shout out.
To
I don't like
sis.
dropping name necessarily. I don't, you know how people are.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
But I just the marriage. Something that's time. I think the gay community could have had something, a type of way of coming together that would have been on the same terms, law-wise, as marriage, where they'll get all the rights and everything, and it would have been a government bond, or I forgot what the name of it, but
Civil union.
Civil union, yeah, and they can, and then let the LGBT community do what they want to do with that. They're fabulous when it comes to design and creativity.
Goodbye.
Boom.
What
And
the
then,
heck?
Same thing. But America.
I was just gonna let him keep talking.
I'm gonna say when it comes to that, though, I'm going to the Bible on that one. On
What
that,
does
I
that
go to the
mean?
Bible on
That you
that.
don't believe that they can get married,
What does
or
the
you
Bible
feel like
say?
gays can
I
be
said
gays?
no. I said
Like,
marriage
what?
is between a man and a woman. Period. It was
Oh,
written. It was
Lord.
written, and
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
going to change my way of belief on that. Man, I'm not saying you can't be gay. I'm not saying you can't have sexual
Intercourse?
acts with another gay
Same-sex.
same-sex person. I don't care
You
about that.
can't
Do
be
whatever you wanna do.
married. Do you believe in
can't-
divorce?
Do I believe in divorce? Personally, not a huge fan of it. Like, I don't see. That's why I'm not
It's
married.
like
What's the Bible say about divorce?
You don't go by the Bible, because if you go by the Bible, you shouldn't be having premarital sex. Like come on, bro.
No, it's then.
You should be using lambskin condoms too.
Condoms, period.
Right. So come on, let's the Bible. I mean,
but I'm
I
not
think
perfect.
the Bible is,
I never claim to be
so then
perfect.
what? They're
either.
not perfect either. So if they at the end of the day, gay people,
But look, I'm trying to improve my sins. Are you?
That, you know what, that's something I have to say. Like, I have friends, gay men friends, that we talk, and one of the things that I find interesting, one of my friends said to me that it's, at first, that person was saying that they wish that they weren't gay, like they wish that they were straight, like I wish I was
That's
never.
deep.
And when I heard that, I was like, damn. The fact that you wish you were straight, that hurts, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's so much that it's like, I don't want to be gay. Like, no, I don't
That
want
to me, a church could help that kind of man.
no,
no,
goodbye.
that's real talk.
No, sir.
You Pence's,
I've seen it.
You
I've
work
seen
with
gay men
Pence
who
too?
are with married and kids, man.
No,
I've seen it.
yeah,
You
and they're
see it?
closeted, and they're having sex with their neighbors.
Those are the
sir.
worst guys.
Sir, they're having sex with their neighbor.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
worst. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst. I'd rather you be
Undercover
out and
closet.
No,
proud.
that's not-
Please be
no,
out
that's
and
not the-
proud.
that's not the
Please.
worst. Not the
Do
worst,
not
man.
do not cover and
If-
pretend and do all this extra
it's not
stuff.
fair.
You said
to the
pretend.
partner
You said
of the-
pretend.
of
You said
the-
they're acting that way. They're like, I hate this because they know they don't feel comfortable. This is
Right.
not who they
No,
are.
they hate
Because
it because
society tells them
not
that
just
they're
that,
not.
but also their religion. So for them, it's
Well,
like it's all of that. It's
This
religion.
country is Christian. It's,
Right, society,
And
religion, their family. So it's a lot of like
And the Bible's
everybody
bestseller.
around them straight. They're, you know what I mean? Like it's
Listen, I
And
think it's
look,
amazing. I couldn't be happier for all of the movements and the changes that they're making. I think that we need to follow suit and pay attention to what they're doing, because they are a powerful pack. Voter block for sure.
They are definitely a force.
And
sorry, we do not want Pete Buttigieg. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm not a Pete Buttigieg fan.
He's
Sorry.
horrible. He's
No,
pandering.
yeah, he's not horrible.
I don't know why,
because he's
but you know, it's a
part
political
of
show,
the
and we always talk
LGBTQ
about.
community.
We're always,
No,
I know that was
it's not
super
about-
random
it's
for
not
all
about
the
that.
listeners. Like,
No, he
what,
panders.
girl?
You know how he panders, man. He's all
But
pander.
he doesn't really. That's one
Well,
thing. he
Lizzo
doesn't-
he was pandering with Lizzo recently.
I didn't see the interview,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard.
he panders
But can
a
I
lot.
just say that he's just a flawed candidate? Like, black people don't like you, and you know us black people. We know what's right and wrong. We know. We have a sixth sense when it
That's
comes
why I
to
see
things.
him a mile away. I see
Yeah,
him
we
a
see him.
mile away.
Something ain't right. And now the Wall Street, and you know what he just said? The reason
Oh,
why
yeah, I
Wall
saw
Street, they
that.
call him Wall Street Pete.
Yep.
Wall Street
Yep.
Pete. The reason why.
Truth's
Just for
coming
those
out.
who don't know, he had a fundraiser with
Yeah.
some like millionaire, billionaire
Yep.
folks, and
Yep.
then the protesters came in and shut it down. But
Right,
they
but
tried to.
But what his reasoning for it is, he said, well, you know, we're going against Trump he's getting funded by such, you know, he has a lot of funding, so we're gonna need everybody to. I said, oh, he doesn't have the right
But
answers.
see, this is the problem with the Dems. As a Dem, like as a confused Dem, but
Forever.
forever and ever until we get our third party. But the issue is Okay, but that's why Kamala dropped out, because she didn't have the money.
Well, maybe
So
that
you
was the
can't
reason.
have both.
Maybe that was the reason.
can't have
Maybe
both.
they said, you know what? It's going to be Pete, girl. We're going to go with Pete.
No,
We're going to go with him.
I don't know. We
I
can't
think
have
they-
it both ways,
I
though.
think
We
they
can't
wanted
judge
Pete, 'cause
Pete for getting these corporate dollars and then be mad in hindsight that Kamala didn't make it.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just saying. I'm at the end of the day, both of them. I don't care for.
I mean,
I'm a Yang fan, so you know that. But the point is, I'm just upset. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be for whoever it is. So
Well, yeah.
whoever.
Trump.
I'm still waiting
You
for
said whoever.
Michelle.
I said, hey, Trump, you know?
Come on, Michelle.
That you said that in the
I
last
am-
episode,
yeah,
and
I'm
I don't
just-
know.
But as Americans, we
I'ma
need to
just
do
keep
that, though.
saying it every
Even if you're
episode.
against Trump,
Please do
if he's
not.
elected, we need to respect the
Gas it.
presidency. That's what we need to do, and that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying. And we haven't done that with
I
under Trump.
respect the
We
fact
did a
that
hoax
there's a
against-
president, but I don't. It's
They were
hard.
talking
You know
about
what it is?
I'm just
impeaching him.
trying to get through
the
these
day after
years.
he won, they were talking about impeaching him. And I've never seen that in a
A lot
president
of-
in
well,
my
that's
entire
because of
life.
how
You know
the
what?
election
Because
went
how he
down.
won, how he
How the
won,
election
like the
went
way
down.
and everything.
But nothing.
There were
but
there
nothing's
were
happened,
Russian
though.
robots. There was all of that.
I was a
going
Russian
on.
robot. I was a Russian robot.
but
They said at one point.
Facebook
I was a
had
Russian
a lot
robot.
of Russian, like a lot of Siberian companies, and
And what's that got to do with Trump? That's
Because
Mark
they're
Zuckerberg's
infiltrating.
problem.
Right?
That's Mark
no,
Zuckerberg's problem.
okay, but
It's
the
not-
whole
and
hold on,
it's
time
true.
out. You asked what it has to do with Trump, because if it's influencing the populace that are voting, then maybe we should rethink this,
And how's it
because he
influence the
won.
populace?
What do you mean? All of the ads, everyone
A lot
coming
of
out
people
with
say
fake
An
news.
ad?
Yes,
Oh, an ad.
yes.
No, I'm trying to
Fake
influence the
news.
populace.
Chris,
Let me tell you.
people
Let me
get
tell
their
you.
news
Let me tell you. They got the news
You
from
just
me.
said-
They got the news from me on Facebook before the
You are
election.
not the
Walking through
only
street,
person.
Look, man, this
You
is
are
what
not
it
the
is.
only person, Chris.
This is
I
no,
know.
and there's many of us, and we were all doing it together.
But there were a lot of-
and now,
there were
and
bots
that
doing
is
it
more
too.
powerful than a freaking ad.
And there were not robots.
you don't think.
And was I a robot?
No, I'm not
You're
talking
not,
about you.
but
Were there
others
not
were.
robots?
That helped Trump win an election? No, I don't. There's no robots
Okay,
that help
that's
Trump
been
win an
proven
election.
that
That's
is
not.
incorrect.
That's not
Siberian
true.
companies.
He went to the
controlled
Midwest. He
Siberia.
went to the swing states and campaigned
That's
there
the only
for
thing.
like
Sure,
4
he
months
did all
straight,
those
every
things.
single day.
He
Hillary
did
didn't
all
show up.
those things.
Hillary didn't show up.
She
Okay.
went.
That's how
nothing
she
went-
lost the election. People, wake up! She lost because she didn't campaign.
Okay,
you got to
that's-
campaign to win an election.
That's another.
She didn't campaign.
That's another
Period.
thing that happened. In
No, ain't no
2016.
period.
Period.
Ain't no period, because
Look at the research. Look at the
these
rallies. Look at the
ads
rallies, people.
They
Look at the
were
rallies.
out there,
Google,
and they
YouTube.
influenced the vote,
Google
and they shared
rallies.
fake
Look at the
news
rallies.
with
Look at the
fake
Trump rallies. He's
statistics,
breaking
and people
records
like to read.
in football stadiums
Can I just
at
say
his
that
rallies.
some people thought
that
people
never
were
happened in
saying that
presidential
Hillary
history.
ate
People
babies.
got
Like,
Trump
people were
elected.
saying stuff
Yeah.
like crazy things, like, yeah, Hillary eats babies. It's like, what?
Where are you getting this information from?
Facebook?
They were strolling.
No, they were real people
sure
saying that.
they did.
People were
People-
saying that on the news, being interviewed, like, yeah, well, that Hillary, she eats babies, and she, like,
People
come
on the
on, bro.
internet people on the internet just reading crazy internet. So if you go to the internet, you
That's
put
what I'm
the internet,
talking
that's the
about.
internet.
That's
That's the
what we're
internet.
talking
That's
about.
the internet. That's not Russian bots.
Lord,
That's not Russian bots. That's the internet. That's
where are
not
they
Russian
saying-
robots coming down and then, ooh, we're Russian robots. Here we are. No, that's the internet.
you're not-
That's how the
so,
internet
yo,
works.
so you-
on the internet, you type in crazy
His-
stuff, you're
his
going to see crazy
president
stuff.
is
If you believe the
Jesus.
crazy stuff, you're going to say the crazy stuff. The
Reincarnated,
media,
came back, can't
social
do no
media, and the
wrong.
media. That's what
So
it is.
you
I don't believe in
really-
Russian. I don't
So
believe
you
in Russian
don't
robot
see
nonsense.
any Russians that invaded and that are
There's
invading.
nothing to do with Russia at all. Period.
well, I'm saying,
Trump
have you
won.
not
I saw how
So
he,
do you
I saw he
trust
won.
Putin?
I don't trust Putin, but I don't
'Cause it
fear
sounds like
Russia.
you
I don't
do.
fear
It
Russia.
sounds
I don't
like-
fear Russia. I don't fear Russia. My dad,
sounds like
my dad was a big
delusion.
part of knocking out Russia. My dad. Thank you, Dad.
Say
So
what?
I saw the Berlin Wall fall in '90. Were you guys there? No,
I was not.
That was in the Soviet Union. That's when Russia was a threat. They are no longer a threat. Russia
mean
is
in
not.
in
Russia
Berlin?
has been selling off the military from then because they cannot. They got to rebuild their country. Their economy
Right,
crashed.
right. And now they're
didn't.
rebuilding it, and
they're
they're-
not
they're-
there. They're not there. If Putin was on a
You don't think
on a
they can
military
get there?
term struck us, he would get eliminated, and he knows that. So he's like, for him to build his
You don't
country
think-
up,
but wait,
he
you
better
don't
fall
think-
back.
okay, you
don't think
And he
Putin
has
has
fallen
money
back.
in-
Can you
Putin
listen
has
for a
fallen
second
back.
and stop talking over us?
But you guys don't listen to what I got to say.
No,
Now I
we're
said my
listening.
point.
We're listening.
We're listening, but
I'm
you're
listening
also
too.
talking over us.
Yes, I'm listening.
So you don't think that in trying to build back their country and figuring it out, that they can be strategic and have a vision for 10, 15 years, 20 years ahead? You don't think that they're plotting on anything? Because to me, that sounds delusional.
That's
and that
geo-
sounds like
that's geo-
a
no, that's-
person
that's
that's
geo-
not ready
that's-
for the future to
that's
make sure that this
geopolitics.
country
That's
stays the
geopolitics.
superpower of this freaking world.
That's
don't think-
that's
you don't think that
geopolitics, and
it's
if
a
you don't think
revenge.
if you don't think we're number one when it comes to geopolitics, you better go back to another country somewhere. This
Right.
is America, people.
But do you not
We're on
think
top
that
of that game
they-
better than anybody
you have to,
else.
You can't.
okay.
You
So you
can't
can't look- you
underestimate
can't
Putin.
look at-
Like you're
Don't underestimate anyone.
I don't underestimate anybody.
Okay, good.
And that's why I got Trump in the office. That's one of me and a bunch of people did.
You got Trump in office.
Me and a lot of people got him in office. Me and a lot of people got Trump into office. And that's why you guys are here hating on us right right now because you guys didn't show up and we did.
Oh, black women always show up. Let's be clear.
Y'all didn't show
Black
up on
women always
2016,
show up.
ladies.
Black
No
women
Black Girl Magic that year.
always
No
show
Black Girl
up.
Magic that day.
Oh.
There was no Black Girl Magic that
Don't
day.
you dare. There's always Black Girl Magic. Okay.
Always and forever.
Always and
November 9th,
forever.
You need
2016.
yeah.
It wasn't that night.
Next
Didn't see it.
topic, guys. What
Our
else?
other homegirls left us hanging though. I said our other homegirls
Our
left
white
us hanging.
homegirls
Yeah,
were like,
exactly.
they
we were
lost.
out there though. Black
White,
women,
we're
y'all
like,
the
girl,
greatest.
you not coming? They're like, no, I think I'm gonna skip this one out. I
Yeah.
mean, that's your white sister, girl.
Yep.
They were like, no, I don't really like her.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Us,
They
we
knew
were
they
like,
not trust her. They knew not to trust her.
well, we support women.
They saw
Women-
through her. They
All
saw
right.
through her like I saw through her.
So, any other interesting things? I mean, there's so many things that happened in the 2010s. Athletics, something, Chris, that happened.
Sports, Kaepernick. He took a knee like a punk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a paper champion, Beta
The
Fro, I call him. Beta Fro.
protest.
Yeah, shout out to Beta
Beta
Fro.
Fro. You
Where's
and this
Beta Fro at Mount, by the way?
They loved
They
it.
said
They
the
did.
NFL said
he did
they're
his little training and
NFL said they're gonna move past. They're not.
because it's a waste of time. He's a waste of time. He sucks. He's garbage.
Well,
His
he
weak.
did start the conversation, and he elevated the conversation. I know a lot of people dislike Kaepernick, and
He
that's
brought more
fine.
division, and then he didn't bring voice to.
But brought issue, unfortunately. Media, as you say, manipulated the conversation, but really it was about shooting black men in the streets and killing us. So I think that was important,
It's
for him to have the
important, but
conversation.
Why is it an entertainment?
And then it got turned into like whether you're a patriot or not, and you support veterans, and that was the media doing what the media does, spins. But really, it was about making sure protecting the lives of black people walking around,
Well, the media
doing
did
everything that
to
we
an
do.
to an extent. But there's a lot of people that watch football. A lot of men, a lot of veterans, a lot of guys.
I mean,
were
you
very
love
upset.
to
They're
choose
very
when you
ups-
like
they're
the
very
media
upset.
and don't. So
No, it's true. I'm a football fan. I stopped
medium.
watching. I stopped
As
watching
am I.
football. I stopped watching
You're a football
football.
fan?
I love
and I
football.
stopped, and
I
I love
grew
it
up
too.
all
And
my life
trust
watching
me,
football.
I love it. And I stopped watching football when he took that knee. And it wasn't nothing to do with the media. Media could not
that's
exist.
something we have in
Wait,
common.
what?
The media can
Wait,
never.
what?
The media can never exist.
For different reasons.
The media could never existed. Could have never existed. Watch him take a knee during the anthem was disrespect to me. Right, as a man thing. Like, bro, what are you doing,
A man?
bro?
What was
dare
so
you
wrong with
So do you
disrespect
know
the
what he
flag?
did at first?
How dare you?
It was
disrespect
not about the flag.
It is always about the
Okay,
flag.
you've
If the
been
anthem's
talking.
playing, it's
You've
about
been
the flag.
talking. Let's
It's
talk
the
about why
flag.
it started.
Anthem, flag.
Are you
hand in
listening?
hand.
Hold
Are
on,
you
listen.
practicing
Hand in
active
hand.
listening?
Hand in hand.
So, because this is what I have to do now.
Yeah.
This is what y'all like to do. Originally, he sat on the bench because he didn't want to be disrespectful, and they told him that
Look, he
that was
sucked.
more
He was third stringer.
disrespectful.
He was a third
No,
stringer.
that's not why he was on the
starting.
bench.
He was not starting.
You're not
The national
listening.
anthem.
Active listening. Active listening.
telling-
He
answer your
sat on the
question, though.
bench during the anthem because he chose to do that as his protest. They told him that that was disrespectful and that he had to come to the line. He came to the line. And the only way he could still do his protest was to take a knee. So that is how that all got started.
It's all
He
about
was trying to
disrespect,
raise
though. You did-
awareness
stand up for
about
the flag.
black people.
Stand up for the flag. Period. You don't do that, you're disrespecting. Period. If you're sitting down on your knee, you're on your stomach, you're doing a backflip, you're disrespecting the flag.
Well, this
Stop
is
doing
freedom
it.
of speech. You can do
Oh,
whatever
of course
you
it is.
like
And I got
to
the
do.
freedom to say,
Yeah.
get your butt out the league. You suck. You're garbage. Get out of here.
Well, he's out.
That's my freedom
He's
of
been
speech.
out.
And he needs to stay out and stay out. Bye-bye. Never ever come back.
I think we can
He
say
sucks.
that
He's horrible. He's third
Kaepernick
string.
definitely
When he came back and he
elevated
started,
the conversation.
he lost
and
8
had
games in a
people have
row.
it.
He lost 8 games in a row when he came back.
And now
He was a
Jay-Z
horrible
is working
quarterback.
with the NFL to try to
Backstab.
heal the world.
Like Jay-Z does. He backstabs. Jay-Z's a backstabber.
But you should be happy about that.
Yeah.
Then.
No, I'm not having nothing Jay-Z does. He's a snake. You can do a move that I kind of like if you're a snake. It doesn't mean I'm going to like you. You're still a snake.
Jesus.
He's a snake wearing a nice
More
suit
of
today.
these kind of
has been-
conversations in 2020 with Chris.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so let's end on a positive note, guys. Come on, what positives came out of 2010?
Trump. No,
That's something that's polarizing.
That is
Anything else?
polarizing.
Anything else?
I was just trolling
Give us
a little
something
bit
else. Come on.
No.
She's like looking in
Man.
the air. Nora's like, girl, nothing happened.
I'm like, what happened? That was positive.
2010s?
The
No,
first
the kind
step
of-
back happened. That was cool.
First step back. The economy got.
oh, sorry, that's still polarizing.
Something good.
What's something really cool that happened? Beyonce created Lemonade. I appreciate that.
That wasn't her best album, though.
I mean,
It wasn't her best
It was a
album.
beautiful visual.
But it wasn't her best
I'll
album.
let you guys have that one.
It wasn't her best.
I love how you always like fall back when it comes to the queen. I respect that.
Now he's just saying women things. You know, he's traditional. So women talking about women things. That would make him a beta male if he did. If he's like, no, I like like Beyonce's album, but they're not making it available.
I gotta go back to my locker
I like
room talk.
track 7.
Yeah.
We heard you on politics last night, dog. You can't be coming talking about that.
Right. You don't want to be. You don't want to be caught out there.
Nah.
I don't know. I think 2010s was an interesting time. I think there was a lot of advancements with people of color. I think from the start, from having a black president, I think one thing I watched that political guy that we talked about that might be on our show next Kingface. He was saying something about he voted for Obama, and what he liked about Obama was what he symbolized. He symbolized something for people of color. He wanted him to win so bad because he wanted to tell the hood people around him that, you know, and I also felt this too. You can do anything, right? We have the first black president. It was a symbolism in the sense that,
and that was the one thing. Even me as a black man, I don't like playing victim, but that was the one thing. Even I said, we never had a black president. That's the one thing we haven't done
he's
yet.
the George Washington of black presidents. He really is.
I went from talking white to talking like Obama overnight.
Exactly.
I'll give Obama credit for that.
So you have to kind of give him that, and that's why I don't like when us people of color start going out. Well, what did he do? And he's not that. I hate that because it's like, let us have George Washington, bro. Like, let us have one, bro. Like, respect your bro, man.
Give me George
Give
Washington.
us our black George Washington for once, bro. Like, we gotta go.
funny.
Like, he should have done this for blacks. He should have done this, and he only cares about gays. Like, stop. That's what they let him do. You think he wanted to just help gays? He wanted to help everybody. It's everybody. He loves everybody. And you guys have to you keep forgetting that this man is not just a black man. He was socialized in Hawaii. He in Polynesia. Like, this man has a different type of mindset. It's almost like
His name's Barack Obama.
Right.
Barack Hussein. But they called him Barry. His grandparents called him Barry. So you have to understand, he was raised by his grandparents. His mother was traveling. Like, he literally he didn't have his father in his life. Like, so he has a different type of mentality as it relates to people of color. So for him, he just felt like, if I help everybody, my black people will be uplifted too. Yeah.
He did the way he tried. And honestly, I know that man tried. I know he fought for us. He just couldn't get it done because he was the first one. Let's get a couple in there, and then we can start really seeing it. But people will respect, in years, they will respect Barack when they see what he had to go through. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning of the minute of he came in to how he left. So, okay. So let's leave it on that note. We lost a great president. Well, we didn't lose him. Oh my God, he's still alive. But he oh my God, I love my.
He's just been enjoying surfing and golfing.
God
and
bless him.
The Obama Foundation.
And I cannot wait for your book to come out, Barack Obama. We can't wait to read it. And you know what, Trump.
Let's get Michelle to run for 2020.
Hopefully
Michelle,
2020. This is
Michelle, if you're listening, Michelle, please help us, Michelle.
But can you do this in 2020? Can you do this for me? No more memes about Barack Obama, please. Can you please?
Oh yes. I want to see that. I want you to agree to that.
Can't you just respect our only Washington president, our only black?
When he was in office, I respected him even when I was angry with him, I still respected the office.
Right.
Well, I said
but can we respect the history?
People need to do the same for Trump, and that's what I'm saying. They don't do that for Trump.
I hear you, but I'm asking you. I'm just asking for you personally. Can you just show love to our first black president and stop putting memes?
Stop doing memes.
Stop memeing him. Stop talking bad about him. Just show respect. Like, you know what? I didn't agree with that man, but you know what? He was our first black. That's all we gotta say. We gotta respect ourselves, bro.
I respect myself. I respect my community, but I'm a person that wants the truth. I'm looking for the truth. If a black man does something that's not the truth, I'm going to expose him.
I know.
I was supposed to.
But are your memes exposing?
White, Asian? Yes. Meme wars. That's what.
I don't know. All right, we'll keep working on him.
Oh, definitely. Memes are strong, man.
2020, guys. It's going to be long.
I know. Get ready. We got to vote.
Hey, look, you're talking about my memes, so you must be meaning something if you're talking about them.
But the point is,
they hit you pretty hard.
All your memes, but can you just lay off of our first black president?
I will try to improve.
Do your best. Do your best. Be a gentleman.
All right, guys. We're going to end here. So, Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Hanukkah.
What else you got going? What else do people celebrate?
I think that's it.
All right.
Happy Atheists. What y'all do?
I know,
Christmas.
right. Happy
Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right.
And then Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys. If I don't see you guys, Happy New Year. I'm gonna try to come.
We got a lot of work to do 2020. Let's get her done.
We got a lot to do.
And read, people. Please read.
Any books that you're reading that you think we should read?
I think everyone should read George Lakoff, Don't Think of an Elephant. It is about messaging and branding and just understanding what's going on in the media. So I think that is useful. Everyone, 2020.
Then I'm not going to say my book that I was thinking.
What? No, say your book.
I was going to say everyone should read the book about Dapper Dan. It was a great
Oh, no. I mean, you listen. You do you.
I'm reading.
It's good because
Gang,
it talks about the history of Harlem and there's a lot of like social political things. Like
History
one thing
is
about
very important.
he talks about the projects. He talks about how they started during like the 50s and how African Americans came from the South and then they all lived and like it was communal in these buildings and the doors were always open and it was so beautiful. It was like Harlem was like a metropolis and then they started building these projects and then started putting separating everybody, and that's when it became dun.
I can't wait till we talk about housing and wealth inequality.
Oh, we going into that 2020.
Woo!
Guys, keep
Paid in
sending
full.
us messages. Thank you so much for listening to us. Episode 30. This was a really good episode. I had fun doing this one. I had no topics. We just started talking.
You felt a little free. You felt a little free.
I felt so free. Oh my God. I want to do more like that.
You should put down your little nickname, a free liberal or something.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
Everyone have a great year.
I'm Kirsten D on Instagram.
I'm at Miss Yaya on Instagram.
Christopher Wright. Just search me. You'll see.
All right. And we're out. Happy New Year.
Woo!
See you later.
DC. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. DC. I think they got something they want to say.